Watch out, Mickey! It's time for another $3 claim sale.
Step right up to the comic show. Got cheap thrills and you won't outgrow. Yeah. Flip through pages, let your mind just flow. Smooth. Get your fix, it's the place to go. Yeah. Welcome to the funkiest spot. Hey, hey. Cheap comic collector giving all we got. Ooh-wee. Dive into the tale, superheroes hot. You feel me? Click that subscribe, let the fun hit the spot. Woo. Collectors unite, grabbing deals tonight. Every frame's a gem, bring your dreams to light. Shine. From the golden age to the modern flight. Yeah, yeah. Cheap comic collector makes it all just right. Welcome to the funkiest spot. Woo. Cheap comic collector giving all we got. Come on. Dive into the tale, superheroes hot. That's right. Click that subscribe, let the fun hit the spot. Got them heroes, villains, sidekicks too. One now. Each page turn a new world view. Snap, laughs, gaffs, stories, fresh and true. Hey there, stick around, we got more to do. Welcome to the funkiest spot. Yeah. Cheap comic collector giving all we got. Let's go. Dive into the tale, superheroes hot. Come on. Click that subscribe, let the fun hit the spot. Woo!
Hey, welcome everybody to Saturday. Hope you're doing well. In case you didn't know, we are no longer doing live auctions. It's my mom's coming close to full-on dementia, and it's hard to make the time to do those. But I can do recorded sales and still post those. So that's what we're going to try. Worked good last week when we did the spirit show. Got rid about half of that box of spirits. If you haven't checked that out and you're interested in the spirit, check out that show last week. And that was the first time we did a special show or special sale with one with a theme, right? Where it actually worked the way I had hoped it would work, where it grabbed somebody's new attention and they bought a bunch of books. So that was cool. And so we're going to try it again this week. We're going to do all cartoons this week because I still have that big box, long box of Disney comics. It's shrinking a little bit, and we will have other comics besides the Disney ones. I went through and grabbed a bunch of other cartoon books as well, but it'll be mostly the Disneys from the Gladstone and Gemstone era. But we do have some Looney Tunes and some Sad Sacks and things like that. So I'm just going to switch over to the other camera. We'll get started. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. This is a $3 claim sale, not a $2 one, because these are the better, more desirable books that were in the $3 auctions. So, or would have been in the $3 auctions. So, yeah. Thanks. I hope you have. If you're checking this out later, it's not too late. Still claim in comments below if it's still available. You're more than welcome to claim after the afterwards. Days later. So, and just in case anybody new is watching, so this particular sale is $3 a book. It's free shipping if you get 10 or more. and you can build your stacks up over multiple shows. So no need to stress over, oh, I didn't get enough books, or I'm trying to get enough books. Um, yeah, I've got over 30 stacks sitting here, um, of people that are just building up stacks. So the more comics, the better it is for me because it's free shipping, and I can pretty much ship 50, 60 comics for the same price it costs to ship 10 comics. It's just the way it works. And the shipping doesn't really get astronomically bad until you get like over 20 pounds of comics. So typically we can go to 100 or more comics, before we ship, if you're willing to wait that long. I'm perfectly willing to ship them if there's only 10. Um, but it's up to you guys when you ship. So, uh, yeah, and all that details, PayPal and Kofi and all that stuff too are listed in the description. So please check that out if you're new. And we're just going to go ahead and switch to my other camera and we will get started. And that means that's AI video back here with Mickey, and the Jaws needs to go away as well. So be right back. Let me switch lights here so that you don't have that glare. Uh, Sorry, couldn't locate the switch. There it is. um, and to start things off, we have a few digests. So most of these aren't in that great a shape, but they're kind of hard to find. So we got Laugh Comics Digest. This is number 76. And it is from 1988. 128 pages. And yeah, it's not in the greatest shape. The spine's torn a little bit on the bottom and so forth. So it's a little beat up. That looks like a cool story. I like the Archie Digest because there's such a variety of stuff. They throw in other characters and older stuff. Sabrina's in this one. Um, and it's not all just modern. They always throw in some classic stuff in there too, so it's very cool. And then from Gladstone's early days, we have Donald Duck Comics Digest. This is number 3. This one's really beat. It's in pretty poor condition. But I've never seen these before, other than my collection, which I have. I bought these off the newsstand when they were new. This is way more beat than the ones I have. Um, but again, a lot of good stuff in these. Stuff you just don't see printed all the time. So this one's from 1987, pretty beat up. And same goes for this Uncle Scrooge. This one's not quite as bad, but it's still very worn. But same era, same, got Carl Barks stories in there as well. They're just fun reads, fun little things to have. Here's a Mickey Mouse one. This is number 2 of Mickey. Christmas cover with Pluto. And again, you can see the wear that's on the cover and stuff. It's just, good stuff in here. They got this oddball comic in here, which some of you may have never seen before. They did a few issues. Gold Key did a few issues where Mickey was a secret agent. And so everything was drawn realistically except for Mickey and Goofy. And those are an interesting experiment just to see what those are like. We have a Jughead with Archie Digest. This is number 71. Somebody wrote an 80-cent price on the cover, so it must have been at a rummage sale or something at some point. This one's not too bad condition. Other than that, it is a little worn on the back. You can see some wear. $1.25 cover price, so probably 80s again. 1985 this one is from. And this one I don't think I've offered before. It's a Little Archie Comics Digest Annual. This one came in not too long ago. Uh, and it's got a big spine split in the back here. Looks like, yeah, it goes into a couple pages as well. And this is Little Archie Comics Digest number 4. And it is from 1979. So, again, this one's pretty worn. It's about in the same condition as those Disney ones, but it's thicker. And, if you're an Archie fan, you know that Little Archie is one of the better runs of comics that they did. There's a monster story. There's some Super Duck in here. That page has got a big tear on it. So I try to point out the damage. And somebody scribbled kind of around on the subscription page on the back there, the back page. But it is complete. Unfortunately, yeah, somebody went kind of pen crazy in the back there a little bit. You got Archie Annual Digest number 35. This one's in a little bit better shape. It's got a solid spine on it. It does have some kind of glue or something stuck to it right here, where something got stuck to it, and then there's a piece of something else stuck to the cover. So I don't know if that can be like heated up and taken off or not, but and I don't. That may be a tape snag on this cover. I can't tell if it's something stuck to it because of the glue, or if it's something was stuck to it, and when they peeled it off, it actually peeled off part of this cover. I can't quite tell. Could be either. I think it's maybe part of this cover. Yeah, I can tell by looking through the light, by looking through the cover, I can tell that it's actually part of this cover. So there's some glue there from something that got stuck to it, and then it snagged off a little piece of the back cover. But this is number 35 of the Archie Annual Digest. And it's a 95-cent cover, so this would have been 70s, 1979. And yeah, it's got some good old stories in there, as well as the more recent stuff from the 70s probably. But they're just fun reads. Anyway, that's our little digest library for today. If anybody wants any of those, then we'll get into we'll run a few of these Disney books and then get in some more oddball stuff. We got Walt Disney's Comics and Stories number 518, Infinity cover. And these Disney books are, if I see any flaws in them, I'll point them out, but these are pretty much nice. Very fine to near mint condition. There isn't any spine ticks. We did find some that had split spines the first time we went through these, but those have all been removed. And these are, for the most part, these are in pretty good condition. Here's number 562. Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse number 1. And this was a newsprint cover. For a while, Gladstone used the same material for the covers that they were using inside the books to save money and keep the price down. So they don't have slit covers for a little while. They did print covers. And that is one of those, but it's still in really nice shape. Um, and I believe as time goes by, those will be hard to find in nice shape because of them being newsprint covers. But you never know. Mickey Mouse number 236, reprinting some Floyd Gottfredson strips, newspaper strips. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 583. This is a double-sized issue with the Three Caballeros. And Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 557, which says Avalanche Valley. I believe that's a classic Carl Burke story, but let me check on that. I'm not sure. Yes. Yes, I remember that one. That's a funny story. As long as I got it open, I might as well take a look at it. It's got Donald Duck by Carl Barks. This one was done by Disney Publishing. And also, it's got Ludwig von Drake in Water, Water Everywhere. Little Gyro Gear Loose, one-page story. And Mickey Mouse and the Pharaoh's Curse. Which I believe, and I don't know if it'll tell me or not in here. Yes, this was a Wheaties cereal giveaway story from 1950. So that's rare. You know, that's something that had probably never been reprinted before. So those are cool that they did those. Fun stuff. Anyway, we got a couple of sad sacks. Here's number 273, 40-cent cover from. This one is from 1980. This one is number Sad Sack and the Sarge. This is number 76 from 1969. So much older, 12-cent cover. It does have, wrinkles and things, and quite a few spine ticks in there. We'll do a cover slide here. Some places, some creases down here in the bottom, which are weird. Looks like they folded the whole book up on that corner a little bit. Since the spine's not split, I don't know how they managed to do that. Little tear up here. And some more crushing happening on that same corner on the backside. So, but it is complete. It's solid on the staples. No loose centerfold pages or anything like that. So, and it's got that gorgeous 1960s Harvey calendar thing there. Very cool. Oh well, we got lots of Disney books, so we're going to show a couple of those, and then we'll go back to a handful of Disney books in between. We got Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 558. Definitely a William Van Horn cover on that one. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 561. It's got the Flipism story by Carl Barks, where Donald decides to decide everything by flipping a coin. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 565. Mickey Mouse Adventures number 13. These are new stories mostly in the Mickey Mouse Adventures books. Disney basically was creating new comic book stories for these, so these are very cool. This is number 2. Donald Duck, number 298. And this is another one of those newsprint covers. Donald Duck and Friends, number 309. This one looks like it got ripped from the staple somehow. Um, yeah, it's loose on the top staple. Not sure how that happened. Don't believe it was like that before. Nice white pages. That's a shame. It's in really nice shape otherwise. Could have put a note on that. So I don't forget if I show them again. And I have all these Disney ones, or they would be immediately going into my collection. But I already have them. Donald Duck and Friends, number 311. That's kind of a cool cover if you collect film noir covers or something like that. That's kind of cool. Donald Duck and Friends 313. And let's see what else we got. We got a couple of Woody Woodpeckers here from Gold Key, 25-cent issues. This is number 148 from 1976. And it's in pretty decent shape. It's a little worn, like most kids' comics are, but this one's in pretty solid condition. And then this one is number 145 from 1975. And it's got a few spine ticks in there, but in just general, you can see like all the indentations that were put on the cover over the years. But it's a cool little fishing cover. And back to Donald Duck and Friends. This is 316. Got a rocket ship on there and dinosaurs. Donald Duck 318, having fun on the water slide. That'd be a cool cover to have if you collect like amusement park covers and stuff like that. Donald Duck and Friends 327. Number 325. Uncle Scrooge Adventures. This is number 19 from 1990, and it is a Don Rosa cover. And to me, it reminds me of the Flash of Two Worlds cover. I don't know if that's actually supposed to be a homage to that or something else, but it's cool. Donald Duck number 283. This one also a Don Rosa, kind of a Don Rosa cover. It's got a Don Rosa Olympic story inside where Donald is the torchbearer, but this illustration is not Don Rosa, but all these background illustrations are. This illustration, I want to say it's Walt Kelly. I'm not positive. Uncle Scrooge Adventures number 24, another Don Rosa cover. And Donald Duck and Friends, this one is number 323. And a couple more cartoons. We got Defenders of the Earth number 3 from Star Comics. This one's in pretty decent condition here. No spine ticks. Very nice. Very nice. It does have some indentations you can see there on the back cover, unfortunately, but the front cover is really nice, and pages are still mostly white. And we also have from Gold Key Looney Tunes. This is number 23 from 1978. So you got Bugs Bunny, Sylvester, and Tweety on the cover. A little wear. There is a crease running through here. You can see there. I don't want people, you know, like I said, I try to point things out. You can see kind of a bend in the middle, like it was folded at some point. So not really a subscription crease, but there's something there, like maybe somebody just had it in their back pocket or something at one point. It wasn't me. It wasn't. And some more Donald Duck and Friends. This is number 330. Number 333. 336. Number 338. Easter cover with, and there's a Easter story by Karl Barks reprinted in that one. Here is number 299 of Donald Duck. That was, and this was one of those newsprint covers too. Here is Donald Duck and Friends number 346 Christmas cover. Donald Duck number 344 reprinting Pawns of the Loup-Garou, or a new version of Pawns of the Loup-Garou, actually, I think. Donald Duck and Friends number 342. And this one is number 340. And here's Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's number 239. And I believe this was a 1990s issue. No, 1988. Just it by a couple of years. And Yosemite Sam and Bugs Bunny, an old 20 center. This one, number 14 from 1973. So these are in pretty decent shape. There's a little bit of wear on the back, and it's like a crease going through here where it got folded funny or something, but not too bad. And some more Donald Duck. Here is 303. And I like this cover because it reminds me of the cartoon where he's actually battling the ants over his picnic basket. If you grew up watching the Disney show on TV, you're familiar with that cartoon, I'm sure. Here's a giant size Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 546. It does have some spine ticks in this one. This one's a little bit worn. And the staples are in a weird place, but I don't believe it's been restapled. So, no, there's no other holes in there. So those are the original staples. Donald Duck and Friends, number 326. Here is a Valentine's cover, number 324. And that one has water damage, so we're going to set that one aside. Donald Duck number 317, golf cover. Another Easter cover. This is 314. This is number 312. Looks like he's going to be battling Neighbor Jones in that one. I always liked those stories, thought they were fun. Donald Duck and Friends 310. And Mickey Mouse, number 233. Again, reprinting the Floyd Gottfredson Classics comic strips. Probably from the 30s or 40s on that one. And we got Looney Tunes. This is a 30-cent cover, number 11, 1976. Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig starting stuff off. Fun octopus cover. It's got Daffy, Foghorn Leghorn, Tweety and Sylvester, Roadrunner, Bugs Bunny, and Porky Pig all in the same little boat. and they're all trying to fish at the same time. That's asking for disaster. I'm not sure. There's a Roadrunner story in there, so at least. And I see Foghorn Leghorn too. So I believe all those characters are actually in that issue. There's a little wear. There's some spine ticks. There's a little. Uh, oh, it was miscut a little bit. You see that white strip on the cover at the top. So, and then here's a Richie Rich, 75-cent cover, 89-cent Canadian. This was 1987, and again, it's a fun amusement park cover. So that's pretty cool. I like amusement park covers. I like amusement parks. I like theme parks. That's why I moved to Florida. So, you know, I enjoy those covers quite a bit when they come up. And some more Donald Duck. This one's Donald Duck Adventures, number 30. Donald Duck and Friends, number 328. Number 331, 335, 337. Oh, and we are. I guess I need to pause in a minute here and take them off. You can't see the whole book. Donald Duck and Friends, number 339, reprinting the In Ancient Persia Karl Barks classic. Here is number 341, water ski cover. And number 343, a lemonade stand cover. It's kind of cool. Here's 345, Donald's caught once again. And then we got some Mickey Mouses. This is number 229. Number 242. This one's a little more wear on it. I see some spine ticks in there. 246 and 248. So all of these reprint old comic strips, and they are the best Mickey comics that have ever been created. If you're not familiar with the old comic strips, there's Fantagraphics did an entire library reprinting the Floyd Gottfredson um, strips, and they are fantastic reads. A couple older Disney comics. This is Donald Duck 164 from 1975. Little wear on there. And this one is 171 from 1976. So, but all in all, not bad shape at all for what they are. This one's got a little strap marks or something here at the top, a little bit. And we got Mickey Mouse. This one got a rolled spine that's been rolled pretty good there. Number 253. Mickey Mouse Adventures, number 7 versus the Phantom Black. Quite a few spine ticks on this one. So there are exceptions to the where I thought they were in really good condition. Not all of them are. 260. Nice space cover. Mickey Mouse and Friends 265 with Goofy. Here's one with Pluto 267. I like this one. This is a cool, just kind of a cool, scary cover. 269. And another not a water skiing cover. This is 273. I'm guessing Goofy. Those tracks are from Goofy. What do you think? Here's another Yosemite Sam, 73, number 73, 1981. This one's pretty worn. Does have a crease going down the middle a little bit. So a lot of spine ticks on this one. And this one as well has quite a few spine ticks. Definitely some thumb wear over here. But this is a 25 center from 1976. Woody Woodpecker 151. and do some more Disney. I think I need to getting through the Disney ones a lot faster than I expected to. So I think I'll run after this one. I'll run a few of the other kind. Mickey Mouse 235, Mickey Mouse 243, 247, 250. This one does not doesn't. This one I don't believe is the comic strip reprints. I think it's an old like four color story from the old Dell four color series. Mickey Mouse Adventures #6. It may just be an early Mickey story, but Mickey Mouse and Friends number 259. Mickey Mouse and Friends 264. 266. You get Donald, Goofy, and Mickey and Pluto on the cover. So you got the Fab Four right there. That's rare to find all of them on a cover together. Mickey Mouse and Friends 268. All right, we got Porky Pig from Gold Key, 25 center. This is number 69 from 1976. And this one is 30 center from 1977. It is number 78. And we got a couple issues of this issue of Bugs Bunny. It's number 178 from 1976. Yes, got it right. This one's a little bit better shape. This one's got like a stain or something running through there a little bit. But both very nice. Another Bugs Bunny. This one's, oh wow, this one's really nice shape. Yeah. This is 1975, number 162. It's got the Tasmanian Devil in there. That's cool. Haven't seen him in too many stories. This one's got some wear, but it is 188. Excuse me. From 1977. And got another older Donald Duck from Gold Key boxing cover. This is 191 from 1978. And two issues of this Bugs Bunny. This one's got a rolled spine, and it's got definitely got some wear up there. So whoever claims first would get the better copy. 174 from 1976. And give me a second. Some of the Disney ones that are bagged and boarded are flopping over in the box here. And by the way, my comics do get sent out bagged and boarded. So the ones that you see that aren't bagged and boarded, they will be bagged and boarded when you get them. However, I reuse whatever bags and boards that are sent to me. So sometimes they're not in the best of condition. This is Bugs Bunny 193 from 1978. And the way I look at it is it's just extra protection during shipping. Sometimes I have really nice boards, bags and boards. Sometimes they're not. And it's just kind of the luck of the draw, whatever I get in. Moby Duck number 28, 1977. At these prices with free shipping, I can't really afford to. This one's got like a I don't know what that is. It's got a miscoloration up there at the top. It doesn't feel like there's anything on there, so I'm not sure what happened there. But Yosemite Sam and Bugs Bunny. This is number 40 from 1976. I remember this story. That's funny. I had this one when I was a kid. A lot of spine wear on there. And let's do some more of the more modern Disney ones here. We got Mickey Mouse and Friends number 270, number 274. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories number 577, 579, a Thanksgiving cover, 581, Valentine's issue, 548. This is the first one that was published by Disney Comics. Donald Duck number 260, Donald Duck 265, Donald Duck 271, a golfing cover with Uncle Scrooge on there. Donald Duck 273, Donald Duck 281, Donald Duck 288, 284, 259. We're getting off center there again, so I'm going to move these off. Got Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 573. It's got the fifth piece of the Duckburg map in that issue. They were running those throughout their different series. But it isn't really anything special. It's just a page in the comic. It's not like it's slick or it's an extra thing or anything. It's just something in there that I don't think anybody actually took out and put together. And we'll continue with a few more of those. Walt Disney Comics and Stories 578. Number 585. This is a giant size issue, it feels like. Donald Duck, number 266. Fireworks cover. Donald Duck Adventures Return to Bear Mountain, number 33. Donald Duck Adventures number 27, another one of those Duckburg map pieces. Donald Duck Adventures number 22. Number 13, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories number 528. And all these labels are on the bags too. I should have mentioned that, but they're not on the comics. You probably knew that, but Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 536. And we'll do some more of these older ones. We got some more Bugs Bunnies. 30-cent cover, 1977, number 182. And Honey Bunny's in there. And this is 25-cent cover. This is 167 from 1975. Two copies of that one. This one looks like it's torn away from that top staple. So whoever claims first will get the better issue. However, there is color bleeding on both of these coming through from the other side. Looney Tunes, Gold Key 25 Center, number 5, 1975. Introducing Sam the Clam, the Looney Tune you never heard of. I like these covers where they have a lot of characters on those, though. Those are nice. Bugs Bunny 30-cent fishing cover. Using a carrot as bait. That seems unusual. 187, 1977. Seems like he would eat the carrot, not be fishing for fish, but whatever. And then this one's unusual. Comic Book History of Animation. This is number 1 from IDW. Sold a full set of these not too long ago. This one was a variant cover that was separate. I think there was 5 issues altogether. So if anybody wants the first issue to see what it's like, this is all in black and white because cartoons started out in black and white. Well, it's not all black and white, but you know what I mean. And then as the issues progress, it turns into color. So that's kind of cool. And we got Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. Now, every issue is oversized. This is number 541, so that must be when they started that. Here's 545, another oversized issue. Mickey Mouse, 234, 240, 251. Donald Duck, 282, 287, 290, and 285. And then here's an older Donald Duck. This is 15 center, 128 from 1969. Donald has a job. I just read this one not too long ago. Donald has a job delivering Grandma Duck's pies and is abducted by aliens. Only in a Disney comic. Planet Cherry, number 5 from Star Comics. This one's pretty rough. It's tearing away from the staples, but it's still connected. A lot of spine wear on there. Free Comic Book Day, Bongo Comics Free for All. This one got Cheeto stains or something, but that's on the bag. That's not on the comic books, so you're good. James Bond Jr., number 5 from Marvel Comics. The Ren and Stimpy Show, number 19. And the New Archies, number 4. And then we have more Donald Duck, number 294. That's a Carl Barks story in that one. I recognize that story. Uncle Scrooge Adventures, another octopus cover. This is number 12. Mickey Mouse, number 292. Mickey Mouse and Friends, number 290. Number 276. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 599. And there's 597 now. Cute little variation on the classic paint yourself into a corner gag. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, 590. A couple spine ticks on that one. Uncle Scrooge Adventures, number 16. Carl Barks story in there. Uncle Scrooge Adventures 11. And here is a number 9. This one's got a really bad rolled spine on this one. I just recently got my press in. I'm waiting on metal plates to do any more pressing with it. But I believe that one I'll go ahead and press. I'm actually going to set that to the side. You can still claim it if you want it, but I'm gonna press that one. That'll be my next one that I press once the metal plates come in. Donald Duck Adventures number 8. A few spine ticks on there as well. I don't remember so many of these having spine ticks, but maybe I just didn't notice before. Probably so excited to get all these Disney comics in. Porky Pig number 66 from 1976. This one's definitely got something going on. It's got a rolled spine. It's got a indentation there on the back, and it's got some kind of ink staining, like right here on the front and back, and going into the pages of the book a little bit. You can see it there. And then also at the top is the same thing. Here's another Bugs Bunny, kind of a fishing cover. 172, 1976. And here's a musical cover. All you music lovers out there, this is number 169, 1976, Bugs Bunny. And here's a Looney Tunes with Bugs, Tweety, and Sylvester on it. 1979, number 24, this one is. And this one's definitely got some water droplets or something that happened on it right in here. Also down on the banjo here, there's something. So cool, another cool musical cover, but this is got a little bit of damage. 165, 1975. So a lot of spine ticks too on that one. This one's in pretty decent shape for an old one. Donald Duck, 160, no, 188. I can't tell without the magnifying glass. Sorry. 168 from 1976. And it does have a couple spine ticks up in here, but pretty decent condition. And here's another Bugs Bunny. This one, another 25-cent gold key, 161 from 1975. And it's got aliens in it. And more Donald Duck Adventures, number 2. Goofy Adventures, number 5. Nice space cover. Mickey Mouse, 238. Mickey Mouse, 245. And Uncle Scrooge Adventures, number 51. Wonderful Don Rosa cover on that one. So it's an adventure cover. This will either have Carl Barks or Don Rosa story in it. It is a Don Rosa story, The Treasure of the 10 Avatars. Good stuff. This one's a little worn, though. It's got kind of yellowed more so than I would have expected. So I retract my very fine to near mint condition statement. They're not as quite a good a shape as I thought they were. But we are out of room again, so I'm going to move these over. Try to find a place to stack them so I can show the rest of these books. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 543. Another giant-sized issue, and it is reprinting a old, I believe it's a Walt Kelly story. Got Dopey and Doc on there from the Seven Dwarfs, so it's a really old cover. And of course, Donald is eyeing the duck head hanging on the wall there, or whatever that is. So, Mickey Mouse, double-sized issue. This is number 256. Mickey Mouse and Friends, a cool ghost cover. This is number 281. Mickey Mouse and Friends 288. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 514. That's a pretty early issue from the Gladstone run. Number 519. Mickey and Donald on the cover. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 525. Another giant size. Well, I think it's giant size. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I guess not. Number 531. Donald Duck Adventures, number 25, the first piece of that Duckburg map. And here is Donald Duck Adventures, number 29, another Don Rosa cover. Good stuff. How about Little Lulu? Haven't had any Little Lulu, so there is number 265. Kind of a Valentine's cover, but it is in a little rough shape. There's some kind of staining going on here and here, and then there's quite a few spine ticks in there that are showing up in that pink. So, there's a little chunk missing out of the back page, back cover as well there. So, this is number 265 from 1982. Here's Bugs Bunny again, 25 center, 158 from 1974. Another one. This is 161 from 1975. This is the one I just showed because it's the same story, I believe. So might have two copies of that one. I'll figure it out when I put them all in order. So when people claim, I can find them easily. Looney Tunes. This is number 4 from 1975. Archie at Riverdale High, number 573. This is 1987. This is another one of the more desirable Archie series to collect because a lot of the older ones had like adventure style stories in them where they were solving a mystery or involved in something other than their just usual, girl chasing hijinks. The later issues like this one, not so much, but it is a Canadian themed issue, so that's cool. Oh, this is actually Archie Giant series. I'm sorry. Sometimes that gets confusing. This is Archie Giant series 573. I didn't when I saw Archie at Riverdale High because there is a title that's called that. I thought it was that, but not so. Not so. Some more Donald Duck. Donald Duck Adventures number 16. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 535. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 540. Giant Size 544. This one's got a little bit of a rolled spine to it. Nice cover. Mickey Mouse and Friends 289. 282 and 275. And my Sad Sack collectors. Here's Sad Sack and the Sarge 155. This one's from 1982, I believe. Here is a 35 center 136 from 1979. There you go, guys. Dennis the Menace 10 center 1947. Fawcett Halden Fawcett. I don't know. I never did figure out if that was like the old Fawcett comics, if that was still the same company or not. But this one is from 1960, back when the Dennis the Menace TV show was running with Jay North. So they would publicize that some in the comic, but it didn't really interfere with the stories at all. These are awesome. The older Dennis the Menaces are hilarious. Gold Key Spotlight, Wacky Witch, she'll bewitch ya. I guess technically not a cartoon. I don't believe this was actually based on anything. But this is number 3 of Gold Key Spotlight, published in 1976. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, 598, 596. Nice snow fight cover. 589. Double size Uncle Scrooge Adventures, reprinting the Paul Bunyan Machine. Number 20, that's a Karl Barks classic. Uncle Scrooge Adventures, number 29. Uncle Scrooge Adventures, number 17. Uncle Scrooge Adventures, another 64-page giant. This is number 23 from 1993. Uncle Scrooge Adventures, number 44. And number 37. And both of these have the newsprint covers like we talked about earlier. All right, what else we got? Oh, we got a Space Ghost, number 6 from Dynamite. That should be in mint condition. Yosemite Sam and Bugs Bunny, number 74, 50 center from 1981. Here's another Dennis the Menace 10 center. This one's number 38. This one's in kind of rough shape. Definitely pulling off the staples. Got a lot of inkware from these photo that was printed on here. Um, that would have too bad. That would have been a great picture. It's got Jay North with a slingshot and his pal Joey, who was played by Gil Smith on the TV show, according to this. And yeah, this is got some rips in it. It's got a tear on the back here. Oh, that's pretty major. Got a little fold over here. I'm trying to straighten out, and it's got the corner down here got crushed too. So rough shape, but this one is 1959. And then we have this one. Uh, this is part of the King Reader series, right? So these were, there's no price. They were printed by King Comics, but they were printed for schools. And they were kind of like Spidey Super Stories. They were designed to help you to learn how to read. So simpler stories, simpler text. There's usually some puzzle pages in here. But this one features Quincy, which was a comic strip from King Features, and also Henry is in there. So, um, been coming across this series recently, not Quincy, but the King Reader series, and they something called Little Guy too is in here. I never heard of that. Um, each issue, uh, it was an anthology series, right? It would rotate characters. There's Blondie issues, there's Beetle Bailey issues, there's all these characters basically that it shows back here. Tiger, High and Low is Popeye, Little King. So Felix the Cat was in one that I had recently. Here's another Dennis the Menace. This one's a 12 center. Great cover. Number 68 from 1963. And here is number 66. So 2 issues earlier, also from 1963. It's great. This one's got have some big chips going on at the top of this cover, missing little rips on the back, a little bit of staining going on there. I really like this one. What else we got? Here's one from Marvel. Disney Comic Hits number 10 featuring the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Uncle Scrooge Adventures number 38. Number 35. Donald Duck Adventures number 10. Number 11. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 524, another fishing cover. Number 530. 534, Mickey and Donald on the cover. 539, Donald and Mickey, number 29. This one has a Don Rosa cover. The only time I believe that Don Rosa drew Mickey on a cover. He did not like doing Mickey Mouse. And as you can see, the drawing of Mickey's a little bit off. But he was asked to do that cover, so he did. Donald and Mickey, number 26. All right, here's another little Lulu bringing flowers to her doll in the hospital. Little stain or pencil mark or ink marks or something on this one. Also, some lines that were engraved into it. So, kind of a worn cover. Definitely has seen better days, but not terrible. I mean, for these comics, you kind of have to take what you can find. Number 259 from 1980. Kids comics were always very loved and read, and it is hard to find older ones in really nice condition. Spine ticks on this one and some staining over here. Looks like most of that would probably clean off. 73, 1980. New Terry Tunes, starring Heckle and Jekyll. This one's number 39 from 1976. And these ones are a little bit different. We have the Enchanted Tiki Room, number 1 and 2. This was a miniseries done by Marvel for the Disney Kingdoms line, which was very short-lived. And it's about the Enchanted Tiki Room attraction based on that at the theme parks. And then we have Woody Woodpecker, 25 center, number 148, 1976. A lot of spine ticks on that one as well. And we're going to set these aside so we can get started on our last stack of books here. Donald and Mickey, number 19. First issue from Gladstone. Since it's number 19, it's not the first issue. It says premiere issue. So, I don't remember why that is. Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, number 4. This is one of those newsprint covers. This is number 2, and also a newsprint cover. Another boxing cover as well. Donald Duck Adventures, number 44. This one's got some tanning, foxing going on. Another newsprint cover. This is Donald Duck Adventures 39. He scuttled his ship. Oh, no. Here's another Valentine's cover. This one's also a newsprint cover, number 37. Newsprint cover. This is number 36. And this is number 32. This is a slip cover. And you got Donald Duck Adventures, number 26. Giant size, reprinting of Karl Barks' classic, Terror on the River. And Donald Duck Adventures, number 22. Number 17. Number 15. Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, number 3, another newsprint cover. And another giant size, Donald Duck Adventures, number 19. At the end of Gladstone's first run, they went double size on all their comics to use up the inventory that they had paid for before the contract reverted back to Disney, because Disney wouldn't renew their license because that's when they wanted to start publishing their own line. And then in a couple years, they decided they weren't making any money and they gave it back to Gladstone again. So it's a little bit confusing if you don't know the history, but of the publishers. And here's Donald Duck Adventures number 16 from 1989, and I believe that's a Don Rosa cover. And how about a little Pink Panther? Whitman Free Center. This is number 69 from 1979. Woody Woodpecker, 25 center, 147, 1975. Tweety and Sylvester. That's a funny cover. 116, 1981. Yeah. Few spine ticks in there. I'm not sure why his eyes are like that. If he's trying to trap him, I guess he's on drugs or something. It's kind of weird. There's a little something on there. It came off, but there is some crinklies in the cover as well. Here's an older Porky Pig, 25 center, number 65 from 1978. Daisy and Donald. This one's got a price sticker on it. 37 from 1979. And Donald Duck Adventures number 13. Nice Donald of the Mounties cover there. Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse number 7. This is a newsprint cover. I think all the Donald Duck and Mickey Mouses were newsprint covers. This is number 5. Number 6. Here is Mickey Mouse number 222. Number 223. Number 226, and these are all those Floyd Godfredson newspaper strips again that I was telling you about. Great stories. 228, number 231, 232, 230, 227, and Walt Disney Comics and Stories 522, Mickey Mouse 237, 241, Mickey Mouse Adventures number 5. This is the first appearance of his new nemesis, Miss Vixen, I believe. Uncle Scrooge number 221. And Walt Disney's Comics and Stories 515. And then we just have a few more of the other ones. We got Dennis the Menace bonus series from 1974. This is number 127. Dennis visits Paris. And this one's got some major rips going on that spine. Got a big rolled over spine as well. Here is Daffy Duck number 139. 1981. I'd consider that a circus cover. Woody Woodpecker 15 center from 1972, number 124. It does have some staining up at the top here. Looks like maybe some chocolate milk or something got spilled on it on the edge. And then it's definitely got some stuff going on there on the back. Looks like maybe it was tanned and somebody tried something to clean it off with or something. And then here's a Woody Woodpecker 12 center. This was pretty worn. It's got 7 cents engraved on it by somebody. Got some ink rubs and things going on there, but it is from 1954. No, 1964. I'm sorry. Gotta remember to use the magnifying glass before I talk. It's number 81. But still 12 center, Silver Age size. You can see the difference in the size next to this Daffy Duck here. And very cool. And that's it. That's the entire box. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. And we'll be back next Saturday with another claim sale. Should be a more traditional sale, I think, with a variety of things. But I wanted to go ahead and, after the success of the Spirit sale last week, I wanted to go ahead and try a cartoons sale, see how it goes. And I definitely have my cartoon buyers out there. So thanks for watching. Once again, it's $3 a book, free shipping for 10 or more. You can build your stack up over time. You claim just by posting in the comments below. And that's about all you need to know. But if you do need any more information, or if you want to know condition on any of these books a little bit better, reach out. Let me know. My email is in the description. It's just cheapcomicollector@yahoo.com, which is also my PayPal and Ko-fi titles, I guess you want to say. I don't know what to call them. And then Sunday we probably won't do a video. Maybe we'll release a little short or something, but nothing. No sale on Sundays, I don't think. We'll see how things go. If the sales do well enough, I'll I'll not do one on Sundays, I think, but we'll see how things go. And and then of course Monday through Friday we'll be back with the $2 claim sales as well. Um, and that's about it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you. Glad you're here, and I will see you soon.
Plastics on the scene, strutting in line. Ooh, yeah. Feathers sharp like blades, they really divine. Hey, hey. Sniffing out those comics, hunting all day. Quack, quack. Cheap thrills and chill vibes, can you dig it?